Because I think that the screening and confirmation are two separate things, as we saw yesterday, because we did see that 2 ministerial nominees were screened. It didn't mean that it had been confirmed because the vote wasn't taken. So the question then is, I mean, all of these allegations can stand against him, you know, but and the debate, the Senate has a right to engage in debate as to whether or not they will still pass him. The question is, why wouldn't they screen him? I mean, that's what I'm asking.
Okay, first of all, I think I will not blame the Senate as a whole. I think my blame will go to the Ethics Committee because this matter has been before the Ethics Committee for almost more than 7 days. I had expected the Ethics Committee to tender its report on the floor of the House and brief the Parliament. So the Parliament cannot just act because the matter is before the Ethics Committee. So the questions I will be asking is what is holding Senator Sam Dadi's committee from tendering its report on the floor of the House on what they find out from their investigation of the petition against the former governor of Rivers State. And also, if you see the same, Governor Amechi appeared the same time with the woman from Kaduna, and at the end of the day, you saw that the next day, the committee tenders its report. So we'll expect that they should not allow this tension to continue to grow. And also, moreover, you need to know that at the end of 21 days, the person automatically becomes minister with screening or no screening, with confirmation or no confirmation. And I will not want that to happen. They need to do with this and then let that, because this is creating unnecessary political tension.
Okay, so what else do you expect from... What do you expect will happen today first? Let's take what will happen. What do you expect will happen today?
Okay, today, first of all, as you're already aware, the plenary have been suspended for today till tomorrow. Then,
are you disappointed in that?
No, I'm not disappointed. I think I will put the blame on the, let's assume that it was as a result of the trial that is going to resume at the Code of Conduct Tribunal. Then I will put the blame on the people who are handling the matter at the Court of Appeal and so on and so forth. You will know that had it been the judgment of the Court of Appeal came a day before yesterday, whichever way it goes, it would have gone a long way in shaping the moment of today. But we lost that opportunity, and there's no reason up to this moment why that judgment was not delivered. And you can see that the business of Parliament is already going to be affected as a result of movement of people to the Code of Conduct Tribunal. And I must say that the speed with which the process is going, makes me get worried. It took 12 years to raise this issue of violation of the Code of Conduct Tribunal form against the Senate President. And then getting the Code of Conduct Tribunal to allow a higher court, a superior court, the Court of Appeal, to give this judgment, and they're finding it difficult to wait, as if to say they are rushing, there is something that is going to damage. No, if you take out 2-3 days and the Court of Appeal delivers its judgment, is very important. And more, why I say this is this. What is going to happen in the sustainability of what is going to happen at the Code of Conduct Tribunal this morning is dependent on the judgment of the Court of Appeal, which is about to be delivered. And those key issues of jurisdiction are things that I'm telling people they should not be scared of. Let the appeal court make pronouncement on those issues, whether the composition of that panel 2/2 is right, and whether the condition precedent. Why I say this condition precedent is that there is a decided case on this matter by the chairman of the Code of Conduct Tribunal.
So do you see the trial, because the appeal court hasn't delivered judgment, do you see then that the Code of Conduct Tribunal could go on and continue proceedings as if nothing is going on?
If the Code of Conduct Tribunal goes on this morning, to me, I will feel it's like an affront to the Court of Appeal. It's like I want to force your hand into something. I want to do this. I don't want to care what you are going to come up with. By virtue of principle of decided cases, Supreme Court have decided on this. Once there is a matter at the appeal court, and a matter that judgment has already even been reserved, the normal thing to do is to stay proceeding and then wait for the outcome, because what the appeal court will say is very crucial to the trial itself. Issues of jurisdiction, issue of those composition, and issue of those condition precedent. And that condition precedent, allow me to say that section 3, which you already know, November 30, 2011, the Code of Conduct Tribunal, in its judgment in the case involving the federal government and Tinubu, said that for the fact that the Code of Conduct Bureau did not inform Bola Tinubu of the charges against him, that is a condition precedent. That is the first thing you have to do. That for the fact that it was not done before Tinubu was brought by the tribunal, that the trial process is quashed. And now you are running the Senate President before your tribunal again, and you did not inform him of those charges in accordance with Section 3D. So this is a condition precedent that the same judge who is trying the Senate President has said. So why not allow the Court of Appeal to rule on all these things, and then it will give Nigerians a face on this trial, so that this trial can be sustainable whichever way it goes. But where you are rushing it as if to say there's something damaging before Friday, it makes me worrisome as a lawyer and as a public commentator.
As a lawyer, let's quickly go back to the delay we have seen with former Governor Rotimi Amechi. Is it 21 days or 21 working days?
It is 21 working days, because if it is 21 days, today is 21 days. So it is 21 working days.
So in other words, once it gets to 21 working days, as stated in the Constitution, the President can go ahead to swear him,
yes,
swear him in as
yes.
Minister.
Yes, you assign a portfolio immediately at the end of 21 working days.
But again, if you look at it, the politics of the whole matter would seem as if the National Assembly or the Senate is not giving Nigerians proper. Do you think that the excuse or the reasons given for the postponement of his screening is tenable?
Well, I have not even heard from the Senate in session on this particular matter. What we've been hearing is things that are coming up from senators and so on and so forth. I think no matter whatever is the reason, I think it's not justifiable. I have to be honest with you. The report has been before somebody for a long time. Bring it on the floor. Other reports have been brought and have been dealt with. If the matter is in court, show us the matter that is in court. If there's a judgment, show us that. I know there's opposition coming from Rivers, from the 3 senators, and we all understand the local politics of Rivers State. And it is something that has been on during the time of Jonathan and his wife. So it's not like it's a new thing. But we should not allow the politics of Wike and Amechi to affect the integrity of parliamentary business. I want the committee headed by Sandadi to tender its report on Thursday. There's no reason to hold that report, and then we'll take it from there. I am not taking sides on this matter, but I'm practical when it comes to issues of laws. They must bring that report, because there's nothing holding it. Everybody has testified. Bring the report on the floor of the parliament, and let's go ahead with the proceedings.
Do you think that it's justified for the Senate to adjourn sitting today?
Yes, I think it's justified. You know, over time, Senate most times have tradition of sitting to Tuesdays and Thursdays and so on and so forth. But because of this ministerial thing, they have been sitting outside the days they don't used to see most of the times traditionally. And then shifting plenary today, for whatever reason, to Thursday, I think is okay. Going by the fact that there is a trial process at the Court of Conduct. So assuming, let's say, unofficially, that most senators want to show solidarity to the Senate President, there's nothing wrong in that.
Okay,
Other people, all over the world, people have done that for them.
You have people who tell you they don't know where in the world where you will adjourn sitting to show solidarity, because it's not the Senate that is on trial, it's the Senate President.
Yeah, Chamberlain, I want you to know, like me and you have openly watched, the reason for the adjournment is not that the Senate President closed down the Parliament because people want to follow him there. I don't think that is what happened. But I said, if most parliamentarians are going to follow him, that there's nothing wrong with that. There must be reason. Maybe they need more time because of the yearnings of Nigerians, like we already have seen, so that the senators can have enough time to study the CVs of these ministerial nominees and be able to do a thorough work on Thursday. I don't think it's because somebody wants to go to the tribunal, then he shuts down the parliament.
All right. Thank you very much indeed for your thoughts.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll be back in just a moment to hold other perspectives as well on the matter, so don't go away yet.